this is Vanessa Joy here with Shutter Mag, and we're overlooking, oh man, I'm screwing up all types today. You got to see what happened when I tried to record this a little earlier. Comfort zone, I like to do the quick 6, really a helicopter now. I can't do anything. I had to leave my house because the cleaners are there, and now a helicopter decides to fly over. Anyway, this is Vanessa Joy, this is Shutter Mag, and I'm Vanessa Joy, and we're going over 3 overlooked posing secrets. Basically, how can you make sure you're not freaking out when you have to pose your client? Number 1 is you want to have your go-to list. So think about the things that you either have to get done, something that I call the quick 6, where you just do your 6 must-have traditional photos of the bride and groom right there off the bat. You might not want to start with the traditional stuff. Maybe you have a set of somewhat edgier poses that you always do, your signature shots, the things that you typically do. Just start there, because ultimately creativity tends to have a flow to it. And if you start off in a point that you're familiar with and that you know and you're comfortable, then you're going to be able to grow from there. The other nice thing about that is that you will have a chance to get to know the person you're photographing. Chances are you may not have had a ton of time to do that before, and this could be the first time you're photographing them. So starting off with things that you're comfortable with, and then you can kind of do it without thinking, but really pay attention to your client and pay attention to how they're reacting and the little subtleties about, psychology or who they are or whatever. That'll help you decide where to go after that. Now, personally, where I go after that, number 2, is you want to add a lot of movement. By the way, this is going to differ from my Shutter Mag article that you have. Some things are the same, but some things are different. That's why you got to do both. You got to get the magazine and you got to get the video. Anyway, number 2, adding movement. A lot of times we think of poses and we think, where are we going to put them to keep them there, to stay there? And yes, the photography is a still image, but that doesn't mean that your clients need to be still. Your subject doesn't have to be still. In fact, a lot of times I don't think they should be. You are capturing moments. You're sneaking into these little intimate times of a wedding day or parts of their lives or whatever it is. That doesn't mean that those moments are static, right? So add movement. Take any pose that you typically do, like, I don't know, like one of the bride, where it's just like, whatever. And then add movement. Maybe just tell her to do head circles. Maybe you tell her just to take one of her hands and just kind of like swing it left and swing it right. Maybe you tell them to walk towards you. Really anything. Just take a pose that you're already comfortable with and then find a way to add movement to it. The third secret is communication. A lot of us photographers became photographers because we enjoy hiding behind the camera and not having to be in front of it. So you're going to have to change that. Opening the lines of communication are huge when you're photographing human beings, or heck, even pets. You want to be able to make them feel comfortable and pull out emotions and expressions without having to say, hey, say cheese. That's not going to work out. But, it has to be you. I'm not saying that you should copy the things I'm about to tell you right now, but I am saying you have to have some kind of way to elicit emotion from your clients without it feeling unnatural, because then you're just going to get an unnatural pose or an unnatural expression. So think about saying something along the lines of, go ahead and look at your favorite nose hair on her, and it's just going to make them laugh. Or look at each other and only with your eyebrows tell each other what you're thinking right now. That one I got from a pack of cards called Show Me Your You. They're like prompt cards. It doesn't matter what it is. Give them an activity. Make them think of something other than the fact that a camera is in their face. All right? So I hope that's helpful here, and I hope you join me not only here in video on YouTube or social, wherever you're watching this, but also in the magazine Shutter Mag. I'm Vanessa Joy. I'll see you next time.